Hold on. Okay.
Are you kidding me? Talk about running out of ideas for these animals to be set free. Also, this opening is here because they knew it would take about 47 minutes for someone to get killed in this movie without it. Instead of including this information in the dialogue throughout the movie, making it more suspenseful, they decided to do this with this information.
A drug that could prevent heart disease would be the biggest medical breakthrough in centuries.
Isn't this just the plot to Jurassic World Dominion, minus the locusts?
Already identified dozens of applications for paleo-DNA, cancer, Alzheimer's, autoimmune. We will be saving lives.
I mean, they couldn't think of anything else? Right, if this movie needed anything, it's definitely a random-ass family back on this island.
Xavier! It's not opening! Let it feel with water! It won't open! Let it feel!
Dinosaur just sideswipes the boat and then just leaves them alone. He survives this.
What are you? Like a mercenary?
Scarlett Johansson's character lacks substantial character development. First, she has no interest in the job and alluded to it being because her friend died on the last job, but then as soon as money comes up, she becomes very interested. And then by the end of the movie, she doesn't even get the money and actually goes with the alternative. So the movie fails to give the main character substantial character development and motivation aside from one scene with her talking to Mahershala Ali's character, which doesn't land because their characters aren't flushed out. And speaking of Mahershala Ali's character, he suffers from the same problem as the movie fails to try to get the audience invested in the main characters and heavily relies on star power to drive it. And in the end, it doesn't work. Jonathan Bailey as Dr. Henry Loomis isn't bad in the movie, and the story actually gives him motivation to be on the island. And even though cliche, he's still enjoyable in the movie. And as for the other characters in the movie, such as Kincaid's crew, they're only really there to be dinosaur food, and sure, that's fine. But when the movie also includes the family that survives every encounter with a dangerous dinosaur, while a group of professional mercenaries die one by one, it's pretty ridiculous. And this is why overall the characters in the movie are below average, even with star power in Scarlett Johansson and Mahershala Ali. They actually survived the night. Thankfully, this Mosasaurus was cooperative so they can get this sample. The Mosasaurus was just behind them, and so was the Spinosauruses. But somehow the family jumps in the water and survives. And then the Spinosaurus just shows up while they're on the beach. Okay, this is a nice shot of the Spinosaurus camouflaging in the background.
Hey, you want to tell me how the girl fell over the rail?
The boat, you were there.
Why is she just now asking about this? This seems placed in here without any prior evidence of her being skeptical of his morals, and it seems forced to further place him as a bad guy. No. When it comes to the visuals and the CGI, they aren't that special, and throughout the action scenes, the authenticity of the dinosaurs aren't felt. Even with the supposed advancement of technology since the original Jurassic Park came out, the visuals of the dinosaurs still pale in comparison. Also, the movie's tone switches back and forth from comedy to seriousness, and it downplays how dire the situation actually is in the movie, or how serious the situation is supposed to be.
500 feet up, so if you fall, you die.
I mean, with everything this family had survived up until they got on the island, it was clear they was going to survive, which meant scenes that involved them being chased by dinosaurs meant there was no actual danger for them, which also meant there was no real stakes in the actual movie. Also, this girl is not making friends with a dinosaur after just being traumatized with a dinosaur attacking her boat twice and also trying to eat her. She will most likely have a fair generalization of all dinosaurs and link all dinosaurs she sees to danger. And this is why the editing in the movie overall is only average. The dinosaurs don't astound with the visuals, and the tone doesn't help the movie with any authenticity. Why the hell does the T-Rex flip the raft over instead of just biting it? Did he just dodge the T-Rex while underwater? The directing from Gareth Edwards and the cinematography from John Matheson is probably the best thing about the movie, but even then, it doesn't catapult the movie into greatness. Edwards does a decent job arranging visual information within a camera frame during certain scenes, and using it to induce viewers to pay attention to certain characters or points of interest in a scene. And the cinematography from John Matheson does well utilizing lighting in certain scenes in an attempt to make the dinosaurs look more authentic. In the end though, the artificial nature of the setting, such as it seeming like most of the movie is shot in a green screen studio, and the CGI that doesn't always work doesn't enhance the directing and cinematography overall. But in the end, it's still decent. Why the hell does the bird leave its nest and eggs where a perceived threat is already at to chase after someone else? I guess when he hit him over the head, the bird said,
"Oh, so that's how you're gonna play it. You gonna do this? Okay, fine." That's all I needed. That's all I needed for him to do that, and it became personal with me.
Henry survives this without even a limp or scratch.
I'm gonna kill him!
He's got a gun, Teresa, no!
Let's just settle down, everybody, okay?
This conflict in reality is artificial. This would have made more sense if he would have gotten up and left while she was hanging on a ledge at a boat or something, but instead he pretty much froze. And then she turned that into,
The guy on the boat, he tried to kill me!
I knew he was creepy.
and now since he found a random gun, he's now lying and acting even more like a bad guy. And overall, the plot and the story of the movie is inadequate to even the last Jurassic World movie. And I didn't even think that was possible. And that's mainly because this movie's plot is similar to Jurassic World Dominion, but minus the locusts and the original cast. The reasoning to go into this island is again to save lives with dinosaur DNA. But this time they include a random family that survives everything, as if that's really what this franchise needed. The movie lacks substantial stakes and actually makes the dinosaurs look more useless with their decisions. No dinosaur can kill anyone from this family, but Mahershala Ali's professional team all die, and even he was supposed to die in the original script. And the worst part is the movie deciding to give screen time to the random family rather than flush out the characters of Mahershala Ali's team, which would have made their deaths more impactful. But no, that's why random shots of Mahershala Ali feeling bad after his team dies doesn't hit like they think it does. And this is why the plot and the story of Jurassic World Rebirth is well below average. Star power like Scarlett Johansson and Mahershala Ali isn't enough to make this movie good. The biggest thing when it comes to these action scenes and why they're not effective is the fact that there's no real stakes in this movie. You don't really care about the characters that do die, and the characters that should die just survive everything. So the action scenes are mainly just glorified dinosaur shots. And the adventure part of the movie barely gives a substantial or original explanation as to why these people are back on a dinosaur-infested island. And in the end, the genre of the movie, which is the action and the adventure, is about as below average as the characters and the plot of the movie.
Caution, pedestrian ahead.
Wait, you telling me they made it to the docks before him and he was already on the way there?
How are you doing? Hey! President! You want me?
Could he have not just thrown the damn flare? Also, the movie doesn't even kill him and never explains how either. I mean, yeah, I know it's some bullshit, but still, damn. The score by Alexandra Desplat is heard throughout the film, but it's not felt, and it doesn't enhance the overall quality of the movie. Honestly, the Jurassic Park franchise needs something different in terms of score instead of hanging on the same John Williams score from the original. And this is why the music and the score in the movie ends up being average. Jurassic World Rebirth tries its best to take elements from the other movies in the franchise, while also not offering anything new for the franchise with this movie. The movie heavily relies on star power while including characters that are hard to become invested into due to the lack of substantial character development. There isn't one element the movie's great in, and overall, Jurassic World Rebirth doesn't revive anything. It only puts the franchise further into the ground. And if this is what the franchise will continue to put out, it's probably best it goes extinct.
Did you tell him about the Zeros?